Hello and welcome to Nutmeg's Investor Update for April, and a big welcome to all our new customers this month. My name's Bill Packman, I'm Chief Operating Officer here, and as usual I'm joined by Shaun Port, our Chief Investment Officer.
Hello Bill.
Right then Shaun, well it's been another interesting month in the markets, and in particular in the US. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Well Bill, as always, the US is the epicenter of global financial markets, and March was no exception. So first off, the Federal Reserve raised interest rates, and markets greeted that with euphoria almost, because the Federal Reserve were not pointing to a really fast pace of interest rates going up in the future. So that was good news. But on the negative side, the markets were not too happy that Donald Trump failed in his ambition to roll back the Affordable Care Act, known as Obamacare. Now, investors are not so much worried about healthcare reform. What they're worried about is whether Donald Trump can pass through reforms to the tax system in the US. The US has the highest corporate tax rate in developed economies, and if Obamacare cannot be rolled back by Donald Trump, can he actually get through these quite aggressive tax reforms in the future?
And obviously in Europe we've just triggered Article 50, so can you talk us through what's likely to happen in the markets?
Yes, well the Article 50 trigger was a non-event because it was well expected, well known. What we're going to see now is a lot of rhetoric coming from both sides, from the 27 member states that all have to agree to this EU exit deal and what happens after that. So we're going to see a lot of noise coming out of Europe and from the UK. We've already seen it around Gibraltar in the last few days, and that's going to, I think, make the UK markets a bit more volatile. But really, if you look in the whole, I think a hard Brexit is very much priced into UK financial markets. And if we move to a situation where the UK could get an extension, where there's some hiatus after the exit, where we have the same trade rules for maybe 2 years or 5 years, then people would price in a softer Brexit. And I think you'd see the pound rally quite strongly, and probably the FTSE not do so well because it's really been helped by a weaker pound.
Thank you. And as usual, Shaun, can you give us a quick overview of how the Nutmeg portfolios have performed in the last month?
Well, Bill, the first half of the month was pretty good, and then we got the Trump failure, if you like, and then markets sold off somewhat. So portfolios gained up to 0.5% during the month.
So Shaun, this is a busy time of year on all fronts, and obviously we've now got a change to the annual ISA tax allowance. Have you got any tips for investors as to how to maximise their opportunity?
Yes, well the annual ISA allowance has gone up from £15,240 to £20,000 this year per person. So the ISA allowance is even more valuable. So if you can, it's great to get your ISA allowance filled up at the start of the year. You benefit from another year of returns, which is really going to help you in the long term. But if you can't do that, monthly payments is a great way to invest as well.
Wonderful. Thanks, Shaun, and thank you for joining us. This week we're proud to be launching our Lifetime ISA. This is a wonderful opportunity if you're aged between 18 and 39 to take advantage of the government's 25% bonus, either if you're buying your first home in the near future or for retirement. So you can find more details at nutmeg.com. And as usual, Shaun loves to get your questions, so approach us on email or through social, and we look forward to seeing you next month. Thank you.